Hey everyone, episode 2 of Blackheart Paladin. Doing this one only a day after the first one. Planned for this to be later on and taking a little more time with these, but just had some stuff going on today that I wanted to get off my chest and kind of put it out there just because of what's going on. Now on to day 5 of the current depression stage or depression cycle. I tried to look up what maybe some of the terms would be that you might hear if you were talking to a therapist or someone. Basically, I just wanted to try and find out what the actual term of it was. Day 5, and today the main thing I want to talk about is really focus more on the anger, because today I was really having a lot of it. And anger was a subject that I wanted to bring up later. Maybe I'll just talk about it in a different way in a later episode. This one I'm going to call more of the depression anger, as opposed to what I'd planned to talk about later was PTSD anger. The two, maybe obviously there's a lot of similarities. Anger is anger, but maybe there's a little bit of difference between the two. So today, mostly talking about depression, anger, and what was going on today. So in the last podcast, I was talking about, getting out there and forcing yourself to do the things that you don't want to, because, you got to keep fighting the good fight, and you don't want to lose that battle. And so today, I was doing a little practice what you preach. And as I said before, right now I'm currently taking a little mini vacation. So me and my wife have activities planned for just about every day throughout the weekend and starting a couple days ago. But the main thing that I wanted to bring up was, so today the plan was we were going to go out and do some hiking, go see some caves. My wife had never been. I used to go a lot when I was a kid, so we decided that might be a cool thing to go do. I was definitely not wanting to go and do this, again, because of the depression and just everything that's going on. But like I said, I was forcing myself to do it because I didn't want to miss out on something that I otherwise would have done, and didn't want to lose the battle for today. And go me, I did it, got through it. But let me tell you what, it really, really sucked. It was not a good time at all for me. On the way out there, it all pretty much started just on the way out there. My wife just suddenly screamed out like, "Oh my God, look out, he's in the road, he's in the road, what am I going to do?" And that immediately, warning bells start going off in my head, because, me being a medic, when somebody says, "Hey, he's in the road, we got to save him," that triggered those, just that thought in my head, like, "Oh my God, somebody was in a car accident, somebody, there's a little kid in the road, somebody got hit." And it turns out there was a turtle in the road. And my wife obviously means well. She's a big animal lover, as am I. But in that moment, it really freaked me out, especially in the mindset that I'm in as well. So we pull over on the side of the road, and so I decide, okay, well, I guess I'll go get this turtle out of the road. And I get up there, and it's a just giant snapping turtle, and wasn't actually in the road. He was off on the side, kind of on the curb of it. But this guy was big, big enough that I wasn't gonna mess with him. His head was the size of my fist, and even though I probably could have just picked him up as long as I grabbed him back far enough on the shell. But either way, whatever. At that moment, I was really just more pissed off that. I was just angry in general, because my chest was still racing, my head was racing, because I was still in, oh my God, I gotta save somebody, I gotta do something right now mode. And when it turned out that, it's this turtle that's not even in the road, on the side of the road, that just really got me going. But anyway, so that's how it started, just on the way out here. Then it was an hour-long ride, so that, the rest of the ride I was just kind of fuming in the back, and all the thoughts of just things in the past were racing through my head, and all of that. But then once we got out to the park that we were going to. We were going to the Indian caves. There, I believe it was the Perry Farms, I think it was, or Perry Farm State Park. It's in Kankakee, Illinois. And we get out there, and of course there's lots of people, and that's another one of those things that I'm in that mode where I don't want to be around people right now because I know I'm going to get angry and all these, and I don't feel right, and I don't want to be around people. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to have to deal with people. And we get out there, but it's a state park, so of course there's people all over the place. And when people that I'm not going to be able to avoid, they're walking around, we're walking around, whatever. And so we pull up. We're trying to figure out where these caves are at because we have no idea. And I go in, I find out, go to the information desk, find out. They give me a map, shows me where, hey, they're out this way. And I look and I see, okay, well, we got to hike about 2 miles out just to even find these caves. Normally I love hiking, but in this moment I was just really more pissed off because in my head that meant 2 miles worth of space that we were going to probably run into some people and just more time for me to be in my head, and just not somewhere where I wanted to be. And sure enough, on the way, we start walking. I pick the most direct path, like, okay, I'm going to just shoot through here and get out there as fast as possible so I can find these caves. And on the way, it was, like I said, it was I'm just mad at everything. No real reason for it, just mad. Just angry about the fact that I have depression, and just angry about just, again, getting that whole self-depreciating thought and mindset that I'm angry that I'm not doing good enough. I haven't, angry that this is still going on. I'm on 5 days now. When's it going to go away? I'm sick of feeling this way. All those thoughts that go through your head. And now I'm walking, and I'm a courteous person, so people are walking by. It's nice, beautiful day, and everybody that walks by, they're saying hi. Of course, they're being nice, but in my head, it was, and of course, I'm saying hi back because it is courteous to do. And sorry, you guys might be hearing my dog Marshall walking around and clicking on the cement floor here. I think I actually see him here in the video over there on the side. I'll talk more about him later. In a different episode, I actually have a whole thing planned out for him and our other dog. But again, today, with the anger, so people are walking by and they're saying hi, and I'm saying hi back because it's a courteous thing to do. But man, in my mind, it was just every time somebody was telling me hello, it was just in my head, it was that instant, just shut up, don't look at me. Just shut up, I don't care. And much worse things. I try not to swear too much on these just because I don't know, kids might be watching them, more than likely probably teenagers if anything, so I'm sure they've heard some swear words, but I'm trying to keep it to a minimum. But so I'm saying all these things in my head, and it's just kind of like, I'm mentally screaming at these people, and even though I'm not saying it out loud, it's making me more angry that I feel that way and that I have this anger, because even if I'm not saying it out loud, it still makes me feel shitty that I'm even thinking those things. So, and as we're going by, I don't know how many people we walked by. Luckily, it wasn't as many as it potentially could have been. Might have been 8 to 10 people total. And it was just every single one is just more pissed off. And, that tension is just like next, all the way up until that, you're in that red zone where it's just like, holy crap, the next person that says hi to me, you start getting that, man, now I just want to start hitting these people. Like, I'm just getting so mad. I just want to hit something. I want to break something. Sorry, like I said, dog's barking. He's hearing stuff outside. And, well, hopefully I can edit through some of this stuff. And hey, so sorry about that. We'll keep going here, though. I'm not that great about editing the video yet, so I'm just going to keep it all live and keep on going with it. maybe I'll get better about that stuff later on. But to get back on track, so I'm just getting more and more angry, and then as I'm getting angry that I'm seeing these people and having to talk to these people who are being, again, nothing but nice, just being courteous, saying hi, how's your day, all that. But that inner turmoil is just really getting me going. And I really wanted to bring that up with everyone because, hey, because that's something that, especially when I was talking about that yesterday, that you have to get out there. It's going to be uncomfortable, and I want everybody to see that. Yeah, it was very uncomfortable. It was very, I was very angry, very annoyed, and that these things still happen to everybody. Like I said, I'm going on 10 years of dealing with this. For the most part, I have a pretty easygoing, I guess, relationship with my depression and the things that go along with that. But there's still these times when this stuff comes up. So I can't ever say it enough, and I'm sure I'll say it hundreds of, thousands of times in these podcasts. But you're not alone in this stuff. That's one of those worst feelings when you feel alone in your depression and nobody understands it. And trust me, I get it. I'm sure plenty of other people that have depression, they get these feelings and they know what you're going through too. So I can't stress that enough. Don't feel alone in your depression, or in this case, in your anger. Talk it out with whoever you may need to. It just, again, like I was saying in the last podcast, go to the gym, do some push-ups, go hit on a punching bag. So anyway, the day goes on, and we're getting out to these caves, and I'm just pissed off and getting more pissed off at the world. And we find these caves, and sure enough, they're nothing spectacular. They're just little tiny, I don't even call them caves. Basically, I could walk in, they were maybe 10 feet in, so I could still easily see daylight. I didn't need to turn on a flashlight or anything, so I don't even call them caves. So that was just, hey, one more disappointment happening with that. Oh, not caves like I was wanting to see. Not going to Merrimack Caverns was one that we went to as a kid, which those are in Missouri, I believe. And with the stalactites and the pools and the deep caverns and all the really majestic, just beautiful geological formations and stuff that you do see in natural caves. So none of that. So that just really added into it. It's just like that, jabbing more of the knife in, and it's just not to add to it. And that's, again, it's one of those things with depression like this, that even these things that are just a beautiful day and beautiful sights, and the weather today by us was just amazing. Sun was out, cool breeze. We were walking by the water. We took our other dog out there with us. We had her walking. She wanted to go in the river. She was swimming, having a great time. It's always fun to watch her do that. But yeah, I was just in a pissed off mood. And all I kept thinking that whole time was, man, I gotta push through this. I gotta get through this. Just keep fighting, keep going for it. You gotta, win the fight for the day. And you don't always win them. Some days you just don't win. And that's okay. It's like they always say, you get knocked down, get back up again. And, it's tough to do, but you can do it. I definitely have days where I have lost. Today, like I said, I'm happy that I pushed through it, and I beat today. Hopefully I can do it again tomorrow, if tomorrow's another bad one. With this current depression stage, this has been the worst day of it so far, mainly because it did involve so much of the anger. The angry days are always the worst, or at least I feel like they are. just because it's more of that, I'm worried, I don't want to lash out at somebody. I'm just a generally nice person, care about people, all that, and I don't want to lash out at them. I don't want to feel like a jerk because I'm that guy yelling at people. And luckily I didn't yell at anybody today. So that was another bonus to that. Um, and luckily I'm not sure what changed it, but while we were out there, once we were on our way back, I think it was probably just because the fact that I knew, hey, it's over. We're, made it to the end. Now we're just in the final moments. We're just walking back, and got to get back to the car, and then we're gone. And this horrible time is done with. But just that little thought alone, it improved my mood on the way back. The walk out there, I really wasn't talking with my wife. She was trying to talk to me to kind of make me feel better about it, and I just wasn't talking. On the way back, we started talking, discussing, and going through all this stuff, which she's really good about that. Again, like I said, I have a very good support structure, and with her as well. Even though I know she knows all this stuff, that what's going on with me, and she is in the mental health field, so she understands it probably better than most. But I still, all the time, I feel like I just need to reassure her and say, hey, I hope you know that I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad at everything, and all that. Um, just everything goes along with that. Like I said, I am lucky that she understands that, and she talks through this stuff with me, even on when I don't want to talk about it. And so again, try and find that person. I really encourage you to seek out, find who that person is. Maybe someone you don't expect. It might not be a family member. It might be a friend that you have that maybe you've never been that close with, and now all of a sudden you start talking about this stuff, and you realize that, hey, they went through something too, and they get it, they understand it. Whoever, whatever you have to do to talk through these things. And just to know that other people are going through it too. I think that's really a big benefit, is just to know that you're not alone in it. I can't say it enough. You're not alone in your depression, your anger. Other people are going through it, have gone through it, maybe not the same, but enough that they can at least empathize with you on it. And yeah, try and get through the anger. I guess that's the best one that I can say for you. So, like I said, I guess this is episode 2. Maybe this is episode 1.5, because this is the depression continues, and hopefully the next one I'll be out of it. And once again, I really hope that this is helping people. I've already got a few comments on the first video. I'm really happy to see that some people are reaching out. I really didn't expect it to happen that fast. So just definitely want to thank the people that have said things, whether they be friends or not. I believe Caring Mind, or I'm sorry, I think it's Positive Caring Mind. They had already commented, and just to say out to you personally, thanks for watching and commenting. It lets me know that this is hopefully helping people. So anybody that's enjoying what they're seeing so far, I really hope that you can subscribe, and definitely send me a comment. Let me know, helping, hurting, whatever these may be doing for you. I like to hear it. So hope you guys are having a better day than me, and I'll talk to you next time.